Alrighty. Hi, Scott.
Hello, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us to your studio. So this is the painting. Wow. Okay, so show us where all the paint you've added.
Yeah, I'm just going over things and
It does look like it has more of a warm red tint now than it did before.
yeah, like a lot of this stuff here, was originally I just kind of put in the black,
Uh-huh.
the real dark, and now I'm dry brushing and painting over it. So a little of the black shows through, but it's giving it more
I'll have to look back at the
depth.
old photos because I do feel like, oh, I see more reds now. Like more reds and browns.
Yeah, the browns. I don't like the blacks to be super dense by themselves, so I added that, and then a lot of things are layered. So these
Right, it's
like
just
these
lots
things
of
up
dry
here,
brush.
was in there thin, but now I'm painting it thicker, and I'm painting dry brush. So I had the shapes and the basic colors, but now I'm layering them and trying to get things to be right.
I'll do a little
Trying to get my edges
close up.
softer, and so yeah, it's and there's some more layers on different things. So like you can see, a lot of this stuff here I did a lot to. Like these are just simple shapes, and now I'm breaking them up, kind
It's
of
very
using
abstract.
texture.
Yeah.
Like this one is one that I'm partly ready for. You go close on this. This was again just simple shapes, and so now I took some palette knife and I'm putting some other colors and textures, and then I'll let that dry, and I'll do a little bit of dry brush over the top of that to bring back some of the dark, so you'll have kind of several layers of things happening.
It's tricky to know. I mean, it happens to all painters. Is like you put stuff down, and then you tweak it, and then you change it, and then maybe sometimes you even bring it back to what you had originally. It's hard to know what to.
Yeah, so it's there's still lots to do. You can see the palette here. So these are my regular colors, and then these are ones that as I scrape the palette, I'm just making piles of different grays, so they're not wasting paint, and then those will be useful to use. And the same with some of these are grays.
Ooh, is that a color that you mixed?
That's one that just from scraping, right? That used to be a bigger pile, and I was using that a lot.
That's a beautiful green.
I know, it is beautiful.
I love it. Is this cerulean?
This is a turquoise color.
Oh, right there? No.
Where is it? Let's see here.
Is it this Selenier or that over there? A small one?
See, no. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
It's this one. It's Winsor Newton. Oh, it's magenta. Magenta? Manganese.
Oh.
Manganese.
Yeah, I love that color.
It's similar.
It's
It's very similar to cerulean.
Yeah.
Yeah, manganese.
Maybe like a little bit grayer.
I don't know where that came from. I think it's one you'd ordered. And you just
I don't
use
know
so
about that. I'd love to. Remember last time we were here, you had that sketch pad.
Sure.
We didn't get through the second one.
I can grab another.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be fun just to go over a few. And I'd love to show people like how you keep a Klimt book out. I was talking.
I have different books out. Like right now I have Klimt, and I have this Bruce Kurland. I love his work as well.
Let's show that.
And this is a book that George Carlson gave me, and he'd known him. I've been in New York, and I love his work, especially these textural, these sorts of interesting things. Bruce Kurland.
Oh, this painting was done in 1979?
Yeah, so I think he lived in New York, and but pretty interesting designs.
Yes.
And later on, some of these textures, I love this sort of stuff. So these can be good inspiration, just reminders like, isn't that just the neatest stuff?
Break
How
something up.
Put some of those abstract things with his realism.
But I guess I just wanted to mention the fact that you like to keep books
open.
Books. You'll just have books open right here on this table right here, so that when you're painting, it reminds you
that fashion print out
to
over there,
right there.
to remind me of just softer edges with dry brush. Since this one was so hard, there's a little feather that was that I took back with me from Charles's. I painted in South Carolina for a couple days earlier in the week. And,
do you know what kind of bird it is? Or?
I don't know. They've got all kinds of birds there. I just saw it there.
You love to keep feathers and all kinds of stuff. Oh, and here's George Carlson's book. So I was telling somebody yesterday about keeping books near your paintings for inspiration, and to like not be afraid to actually have them open, and to kind of, it's like you're teaching yourself reminders of how to simplify. I noticed that you have that painting of the young Indian girl, and
So this
you
one,
changed
yeah,
the background.
this one I just repainted.
So did you just do that like yesterday, or?
Maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something
Oh,
like that. I just quickly. You can come over here. You can see it closer.
I've also been talking to people about changing backgrounds,
So this
and
I've had a long time ago.
yeah, you
I
did,
this
and it
long
was a
time ago.
dark blue
And it has a
background.
dark blue background, and that's the background that was in the photograph.
Wow, this
And it gave
really.
it a totally different mood. So I didn't do. I repainted the face. I didn't like what I repainted,
Whoa.
and so I washed it all off. So that since it's totally dry,
Oh, okay.
you can repaint things, and but I did like the background that I changed. So I changed the background, and I changed a lot of stuff in here too. I made this stuff
Oh
darker
my
over
gosh.
here, and I had too many bright colors in here.
You'll have to post a
But
photograph of the
yeah,
before and after.
but it looks completely different
It
with the
does
lighter
look different.
background. I think I like
It
it more.
actually brings out her face a lot
It's a
more.
stronger design.
It
So
really, it
I
really
knew that
is.
I had to do either make the face lighter
Mm-hmm.
against the background or make the background darker. So when I redid the face, I didn't like that, so I changed it. So yeah. So, yeah,
Wow.
it's kind
It's funny. I just come in here. I'm like, oh,
of
that's
fun.
a new painting.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you doing out here
I
at
should put
2 in the
this on
morning?
can you see it from this angle, or should I put it on the angle or something?
We'll just see what's in here. See if there's
What we've got in
anything
here.
fun to talk about.
So these are just sketches, more sketches from David's. That's one from David Simpson's. That's Riley. That's one of his granddaughters, and a model didn't come
Yeah,
one of
she's
the days,
beautiful.
so she posed for us. We actually just painted hers before we had things set up in the studio, so we painted her in his house. And let's see. Oh, that's a little
Oh my
sketch I
God!
did.
Well, we have
That's
to talk about this.
Kathy
This is
Anderson.
adorable.
So
So
yeah,
that's Kathy Anderson, one of our dear friends, and we were at her house in Connecticut, and we were visiting her, and she just paints constantly. So, I mean, you'll just be talking to her, and she'll just be painting and painting and painting. And so here I am, sitting in a couch in her studio while she's painting, and I'm looking through art books. And so Scott just did a
this was just
fast
really quick. Yeah.
charcoal of us.
Yeah, just because I was bored just sitting
Oh,
there.
geez.
So it was fun. And that's when I did a view at Richard Schmidt's.
Yeah,
Richard and
we
Nancy's.
were at Richard Schmidt and Nancy Guzik's house, and Richard did a 45-minute painting of me, and you just sat on the side, and you were filming it, and then
Yeah.
you did this. I love this sketch. I really. Of course, you made me look quite young and
You
innocent.
do look quite young. and
Well,
innocent.
in that drawing, I do.
That's another one of David Simpson.
Yeah, it's very dramatic with the white chalk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of fun. This is actually two Mormon missionaries came to our house one day, and they wanted to talk. And so I said, well, why don't you come out and sit for a quick portrait, and I'll talk to you. So I just chatted with them and did a really quick little, 45-minute sketch of him. But we were mostly talking, so they were pretty excited to have someone talk to them. They said not many people will talk to them, so they were interested. So this is fun.
Ah, I think her name. Oh, I
can't
want to
remember
say
her name.
Kelsey, but I'm not
You
sure.
might be right. Yeah,
Ooh, Ashley.
is Ashley? Yeah, Ashley.
Dramatic.
She's a wonderful model.
Yeah,
We've done
we
lots
love,
of things with
we
her.
love drawing Ashley.
And this is a friend of ours, son, who posed for us at David Simpson's.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he was really fun to paint.
That's
It was
very dramatic lighting.
another one we did the group thing. So yeah,
Lighting changes a face.
yeah.
So when you have very strong lighting, it can change a whole.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the
That's one of
drawing.
you.
So this is okay. So this is a photograph that you drew from,
Mm-hmm.
and the photograph you took of me when we lived in Chicago on in our apartment on Toohey.
Right.
Toohey is a street, so Toohey and Paulina. And this is an old piano that we had bought, and this was like an old wedding dress that I'd gotten, sort of at a sale. And so we always loved to play dress up and do all these things. And I think we were inspired by, I don't know if it was a doing painting, where having a model at a piano with a cat. And so we posed like that. And so you took these photos.
I
Now,
actually took these in black and white with a 4x5 camera, I think, and then printed them in a dark room at Columbia College where I was taking classes.
well, of course, I look quite young there also.
You were quite young.
I
Yeah.
was. I probably was around 24.
Yeah.
And but you did this a few years ago.
I did this
just
when
for
you were
fun?
teaching your online class, one of your first online
Oh.
classes during COVID. And I would help you run the camera and the tech stuff. And then there was a lot of time while you were teaching, so I would just do things.
I couldn't remember
myself.
exactly when you did it, but it was just like you had probably, I think you had said you'd always wanted to do something
Right.
from that photo and
But
never
I
did.
this while you were teaching your class in the downtown studio. This is another one, charcoal that I did. It's kind of a fun one
Rose.
of Rose. So it's from
Very
some photos I took of her.
theatrical. She
Yeah.
looks like she's like dressed like a clown or something.
Yeah. It's
Very, very
kind of
theatrical.
fun, yeah. So now she's always fun to me. I don't know if
Yeah.
I have any more. That's
Well,
it
it's
in
okay.
this sketch bag.
I just remember we had kind of had a little sneak peek the last time we were in here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to actually kind of talk about that drawing you did of me because a lot of drawings you do from life, but every now and then you just like to play, and just like that one of me,
yeah.
or like the one you just saw of Rose. You made up a lot of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And the ones of you I did from photos because I was going down your studio. So I just grabbed some old photos to draw while I was doing it because I wasn't going to have a monitor or computer or anything.
Right. You were just helping me
Yeah.
while I taught,
That's
so
fun,
there was a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Scott. Thank you for showing us your studio
Yeah.
again. And every time I come in, it is funny. I see new things, just like that painting over there that you repainted.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't. I hadn't repainted that last time, so yeah.
Right, that's what I mean.
That's
It's
okay,
like
yeah.
every time I come in, it's something new. Well, okay. Until next
All
time.
right. Thank you.